Well, it was a hard-fought victory, but got the 3 points in the end.
Yeah, and that's it really. I think that's the cliche that everyone usually get the 3 points in the end. We'd love to have entertained the fans and they went off their seats for the whole game, but it's tough because those that game last year we were 2-0 up and drew 2-2. Probably played a bit better at periods last year and drew the game, so you don't play as well, but win, that's the main thing. And like I say to you, post-Christmas is a time where it's win at all costs. And the manager, he said that he's obviously massive on performance. That usually leads to result, but sometimes you do need just to win at all costs and be scrappy and take your chance. And fair play, it's a set play we've worked on. King's delivery, for most of the game has missed the people, in the right areas. But with Jeff King, he keeps going, and eventually his delivery just hits someone on the head and he goes in. That's how good his delivery is at set pieces. So fair play to him for that, and fair play to Palms for meaning it on the floor and sending the ground into raptures, because for a large period obviously was frustration and certain decisions like maybe pass when we should have shot and then shot when we should have passed, and sometimes that's hard and people get a bit edgy. And we come from West Brom away where we've got done 4-0, bit of a rout, and it's sometimes hard that next game at home against a team as underdogs like Altrincham and Webb, all due respect, to hit the ground runners on and how much you motivate them and say the right things. It's hard for players sometimes, so fair play to them for sticking with it all over. Yes, there were mistakes, yes, there were little slips here and there and wayward passes and efforts, but the boys stuck with it, and that eventually does get you what you deserve, which was the 3 points tonight.
They always say that title challenges are based on results like this, aren't you? You're particularly best, but you get the 3 points.
Yeah, exactly that. We know that there's things to take away from this game, but we can do better on. But it certainly weren't through a lack of effort. And the teams that do well are the teams that don't necessarily play to their full potential and get the 3 points. And it's a bit nervy at times with 5-10 minutes to go, 0-0, and we've got so much of the ball, we're camping them in their half, but we lose it and they're on the break, and that's what's going to happen because you're going for it. There's going to be gaps and spaces, but to a man defensively, I thought we cleaned things up quite well. And like I say, all over there were little mistakes tonight, but you don't mind those mistakes when the final whistle goes and you've got the 3 points. But yeah, we go away like we always do, look at the things we could do better, but it's nice to take the 3 points as the trip to Barnet now.
Second half, the side seemed to control the tempo a little bit more. What was the manager's thoughts at half time?
No, he let them know a little bit at half time, want a little bit of a reaction. Between myself and Gary on the sideline, sometimes you can see it becoming flat as it goes on. With 5 minutes to go, we get in now without conceding a sloppy goal, because then you can start the second half like a fresh game. If you go a goal down in that period where you're having a little bit of a wobble, so to speak, then you're not just starting afresh. It's like going a cup tie second half when you're 1-0 down from the first leg. It's tough because they will put people behind the ball even more so like they did, and I thought they did that quite well, to be fair to Altrincham, for large periods. So it was important, I think, at half time the manager said just want a bit more life from them, a few tactical things that he tweaked, and I think you saw the results of the boys just being brave really and sticking with it, because it's hard sometimes when it's not going to plan, so to speak, and people are getting frustrated, and rightly so. It's sometimes harder to play, go in your shell. And what was nice, even though some lads were making a few mistakes, they kept wanting the ball and they kept going. I think the supporters appreciated that effort, and it's great to score in front of the cop end right near the end when barring there a couple of corners at the end, the game's won.
And a player who very nearly scored in front of the cop end was a player well in Marcus Denanga. I mean, I bet your heart was in your mouth when he went through there. Yeah,
it was, and I think he mishit it, but all sorts of things get you success in seasons. Talent, fitness, team spirit, all those buzzwords, and sometimes a little bit of luck. And when someone misses a one-on-one early on, that's a bit of luck. So we've had a lot of luck going against us, especially last season and certain times this season. So we drew a bit of luck, but I think overall, apart from that, I thought that wasn't a fantastically exciting performance for everyone. We dominated, and it was just a matter of getting that goal, and eventually it came.
Fans saw a glimpse of Ryan Colclough. What do you think they saw there?
Bit of life, bit of excitement. Same with Jez, they come on. The manager we had that communication with the manager through the headsets and that, and he wanted them to come on and bring a bit of life, play a bit higher, and really go for the win, which he wanted to do, which we all wanted to do. So as much as we were thinking let's close the back door and make sure we don't lose, we were all going for the win. And when obviously it hits Palm's edge, you're hoping that no one clears it off the line, and thank God they didn't.
3 changes tonight. You brought it back Lucas Coverland to make a league start as well. What was the thinking there?
I think we just thought he was going to play against Notts County. Let's have it right. So I think the manager was going to play him against Notts County, and then it obviously called off. And so he ended up playing tonight. Ross was feeling a bit under the weather before Notts County, which probably helped the gaffer's decision because he didn't feel great. And then once he said Luca's going to play, then the next game he plays the next game. How it's worked out. So we've got 2 excellent goalkeepers. Ross is a massive reason why we're having a great season, as is Lucas. So we're sport really in that department, and if they have to battle it out and play a share of games between them, and it helps us be successful, so be it.
Joe Quigley's back after his bug there. He came in for Kavi Shamanga. He's not in the 16. What's the latest with him?
No, it's a tough one because it's people will sort of probably read a lot into it, but it's tactical really. We've got a lot of players not involved, and tonight Cabby was one of them. But his attitude's been first class. I think we probably thought that Quasi could be the one to go up front if Quiggs sort of felt the effects of his bug. And obviously saw with Jez and Ryan now we've got some real life up there, so we've got a good squad. We're off tomorrow and we go again Thursday.
With Shamanga, has there been any interest recently?
Not that I'm aware. I stay out of that department in those meetings, but no, there's been nothing that I'm aware of. All I do know is that when Cabs is with us and around us, his focus is fully on the football club.
I mean, you're probably going to answer this one for me as well, but the club's been linked with Nicky Kabamba of Barnet, and Jess will play in Barnet on Saturday. Is there anything you can read into that at all?
No. As I say, once again, I know the lad Kabamba is, and he's had a good season, but I'm certainly not going to talk about Dean Brennan's players while they belong to them. And hopefully he has a really bad game Saturday and we win again.
Well, it is a trip to Barnet as well. They're in 5th place. They're a good side. We've already played them this season, and it'll be a tough one.
Yeah, as was tonight. Listen, we go and play teams right down the bottom of the league. You know, we get Maidstone here last game of the season, but teams don't turn up and don't want to perform. It's, you know, all due respect, this is a lot bigger and a lot nicer and a lot more supporters than Altrincham ever get home. So why would their players not want to turn up and showcase in front of all our fans and our staff and this stadium? So it's going to be a tough game. Hopefully we'll take a good few hundred down there, make some noise, and then roll on the Saturday, Tuesday. It's going to get tough.
And it won't be as cold as tonight, will it? So hopefully, do you expect the club to be in the transfer market?
I think it's Liam gets some at me because I always say no, and then the next day we sign someone. So it's one of them that you never say never on it. Obviously, you'd be lying if you said there weren't people you look at and keep an eye on. And I'm sure there's a lot of teams. Well, I know there's a lot of teams looking at our players, especially the younger ones, because we're up near the top of the league and playing well. So, are we going to go and sign someone in 10 minutes? No. Are we always looking? Probably. And I tell you, teams always looking at our players. Definitely.
Thanks, Danny.